but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this thing works, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. What is up, good people? It's your girl, Nikki P. Welcome back to another episode of Soul Untamed, where we are talking about creating a life that is designed by you and not for you. So this whole month, I have been doing a series on limiting beliefs, because you can't get to the life that you want if you are still stuck in old mindsets, believing things that do not apply to you, right? And the first week I talked about what limiting beliefs are, how to identify them. Last week I talked about reframing those limiting beliefs. This week I am talking about releasing the limiting beliefs for good. And if you stay till the end, I actually have an offer for you to help you with releasing these limiting beliefs for good. Y'all ready? That sound good? Y'all want to do that? All right. So how do you really fully get rid of a limiting belief? So some of the practices we already talked about. Your first step, awareness. What is this belief? Write it down. The second is understanding where this belief comes from. Third step, challenge the belief. Is this true? Does this actually make sense? Why do I believe this? The fourth part of that is energy. We're going to talk, mostly in this video, we're going to talk about the process of actually releasing it. I've talked about identifying it. I've talked about reframing it. Let's talk about releasing it. Energetically, energy it cannot be destroyed. It has to be moved, right? And the ways to do that, you have to really tap in to you. You have to do energy release work. Some of this is breath work. This is sitting in a comfortable position and taking a series of deep breaths. When you breathe, when you do deep belly breathing, it is something about the way that your body expands. It slows everything down and it just moves it. When you breathe in, when you breathe back out, you are releasing as you're breathing out. So breath work is a good way to release things that you're holding. Especially for women, a lot of what we hold, our emotion, our trauma, we hold that in our hips. So when you do deep belly breathing and you get way down there and expand that area and then exhale and breathe that out, you are releasing energy that is stuck, because the limiting beliefs also produce the emotion, the fear, and all of that is stuck. And so breath work is a good way to release that energy, which in turn will help release the limiting belief. There's also something that's called tapping. There are several points on the body that just release energy. So this is one. Now, this is not my forte. I will not pretend that I know a whole lot about the tapping. I do it, and usually I'll tap on the different points. This is a point, this is a point, your forehead, this, underneath your eyes, here, tapping on your chest, tapping underneath of your arm. These are all ways to release emotion. And if you speak the different limiting beliefs and start like replacing them as you do this, it helps with the release again of the energy that surrounds these limiting beliefs. Meditation. I know that meditation is hard for some people. If you're like me, your mind just never shuts off. And I think that we have the belief, another limiting belief, that meditation is you're supposed to just your mind is just super clear. You're super quiet. You know, your mind is just blank. And we think that when you can't still your mind that way, that just means that you failed at meditation. That's really not what it is. Meditation is not clearing your mind, but it is focusing. And so if you do meditation and you do something, if you pair meditation like with breath work and you focus on your breathing, that's what it's supposed to be. It is supposed to slow you down. It is supposed to calm you down. And meditation helps with that. Also doing inner child work, because for a lot of us, our limiting beliefs started in our childhood. There is some version of us from a previous age, our 2-year-old self, our 6-year-old self, our 10-year-old self, our 13-year-old self, that still live within us, that are holding on to those beliefs. And there are ways for you to tap into that part of you and speak life and basically allow this part of you to know, hey, it is safe for you to let this belief go. These are all practices to release the energy. You can also do a ritual for letting it go. This can be physical, or this could be you're visualizing it. Now, me personally, I do better with the visualization, but I have friends who they certain times of the month, you know, I think they do it like depending on what the moon cycle is, they will write certain things down on a piece of paper and they will put it in a fire pit. And sometimes the symbolic, you know, release of I am releasing this. I am no longer carrying this. This is gone. Or if you do visualization, there are visualization practices where you can sit through your meditation and you can start to visualize the image of either still writing it down, but putting the paper in water and watching it float down the river, or tying it to like, or I've heard meditations where they symbolize there's a balloon, and this balloon represents their limiting belief, and they just let it go. They're at a beach, somewhere that brings them peace, and they're at a beach and they just let it go, let it fly, let it go, and that is their way of release. And as you do this, as you're releasing this old thing, this is where the reframe comes in, because you have to replace the old belief, the old thought with a new one. So this is where your empowerment statements come in. This is where your affirmation comes in. Anchor that in. If you're going to do the ritual of burning the belief, what are you going to believe instead? And reinforce that and anchor that into your being. If you're doing a visualization meditation, as you're releasing those things, anchor in a new belief. What are you going to believe now? What are you going to stand on now? Those are the steps. And the final piece of that is the consistency, because it is a journey. It is a journey. Actually, I'm sorry, that's not the final piece. The final piece is forgiveness. Sometimes, especially if the belief has come from some level of trauma, we can have shame for holding the belief as long as we did. We can be angry at ourselves or angry at the person who is responsible for instilling the belief in us. You gotta let that go, sis. You gotta let it go. The purpose in identifying the belief is not for judgment. No matter what it is that you believe, recognize that it is just something that you believe and that now you are changing it. There is no reason to hold on to any of the emotions that are associated with disbelief. And again, any shame, any anger, any sadness, let it go. Forgive yourself and forgive the people responsible for planting the seed. Because what I believe is that the intention was good more times than not. If your limiting belief came from something that your parents told you, they were telling you because they wanted to keep you safe. And the way that they know to keep you safe is to stop you from taking this particular risk. I had that with my mother. My mother is extremely risk averse. So anything that I would even mention to her about doing that sounded like it was out there, way out there, she's panicking. No, Nikki, don't do this. She's better now. But there was a time where she would just be so afraid. And I know that fear came from just a place of love and her motherly instinct to protect her children. So I can't fault her for that. And so forgive. Let it go. That's the final piece in this. And then the consistency of doing it. However many times it is necessary for you to do this. Now, with that being said, I have something to help you do this month. I am rolling out today my 21-day limiting belief release challenge, where every day you will see different activities to do, all designed to help you release these beliefs that you've been carrying. Now, I say 21 days just because it's a good number. You know, they say it takes 21 days to form a habit. I do believe that if you consistently do something this many times, it now becomes stored in your long-term memory, part of your routine. And my hope is that it does not end after 21 days. My hope is that you have gotten so used to the daily practices of what you need to do to keep those limiting beliefs at bay that you will, it'll go past the 21 days, but I feel like you just need the 21 days at least to anchor that in, So in the description, you will see a link to this calendar. And yeah, I'm excited to share this with you guys. And I'm excited to hear from you to know how this has made a difference. And I would love to know the ways that you're reframing your limiting beliefs. I would really love to hear from you guys. So make sure that you leave that in the comments for me. And also, I do have another one. So I actually also have a limiting belief release meditation for you guys. It's not long. For those of you who are just like, meditation, I can't sit still that long. I don't want to do it that long. It's not long. And then if it is too long, tell me and I will make a shorter one. I promise you, because I really do want you to get this. My goal again for you is to remove all of the excuses that have been living in your head rent-free for years about why you can't have the life that you want. Because I absolutely refuse to believe that you cannot have the life that you want. There are too many people out here that are doing I won't even call them ridiculous things that I never even thought could be possible to do. And they are out here doing it. For every kind of situation that you could possibly think of, they got something for it. There are people out here, they're expats living in different, countries and enjoying their life. There are people who are falling in love all different kinds of ways because they are opening themselves to the possibility that this can be my life. There are people who live bicontinentally, bi-coastal, like all of these different things. And I am here for it, to reframe the narrative that they have been telling us for years, that we can't do this and we can't do that. We can. So yes, so that is all that I have for you this week. Thank you so much for hanging around with me till the end. Again, if you want to share things with me, I would love to hear from you in the comments. My challenge to you this week is to download this 21-day limiting belief release calendar, and also to get the meditation. So that is it. Thank you for being with me today, and stay empowered, stay blessed, and I will see you on the next one. What's up, good people? Thanks for watching this video. If something resonated with you, please give it a like, share with a friend. Also leave me comments just to say hi, tell me how you're feeling, and if there are any other topics that you want me to cover, please feel free to let me know. And if you like this and you want to hear more, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.